hanging out with Baba Thunder. What a great match you had with PJ Savage. I mean, you handled him like he was a little kid.
Well, the outcome wasn't the exactly how I envisioned it before, but yeah, we're here, and I hope that's not the last time I see him and I see the Titan organization. I'm very appreciative of them welcoming me here, and the atmosphere here was electric. So appreciate you.
All right, what's next for you in Contra?
Well, we'll see. It was important for me to do this and come here. Now it's time to focus on other tasks, and I hope this is not the last time you see me.
All right, well, thank you for being at Titan Championship Wrestling's 5-year anniversary. Baba Thunder, make sure everybody follows Baba Thunder and gets any merch from where? Where can they get your merch?
Hey, hit me on the Instagram. Everything is on the Instagram, Baba Thunder. See you on the social media. I'm bringing the thunder.
Whoa.
You're insulting me on social media.
I am insulting you because you're coming for the best. You're coming for the best.
I'm coming for the best? Who's the best? I'm the best in this building. I don't know if you know
She's
this.
unstoppable.
She's pretty stoppable. I kind of stopped her real quick. She couldn't even make it to the ring.
Because you tied her up.
I didn't tie her up.
You tied her up.
No, I didn't. I covered her mouth and I beat the shit out of her, and I'm going to do it to you if you don't get out of my face. Right, Papadon?
That's right. He's got a wicked bag.
I would leave if I were you.
Is that it?
Trained me, shown me guidance, are on these walls, and it feels bizarre and surreal to be joining.
The hottest guys. He's broke. He's got more bling than my pickup.
Hey, Mondo, what is up, brother?
Jacked in tan, that is, Papa Dick. You gotta get it right. Jacked in tan.
He's an outright kind of guy. But listen, we got Slime Bowl City.
Amity is trashy. Dolly, what are you doing? Scream Queens is what I like it, Dark Papadon. You don't? Are you scared of the Dark Papadon?
It's great. It's great. I can't wait. That Titan has left. Mark my words, Harry.
I'm doing great. How are you?
We just talked to O'Shea.
And this is cool. You know, now I'm not only athlete, but
You got the dirt. I'm always making a name for herself and let everybody know all about your merch right now.
I'm gonna try to get through to her. That's my motivation.
Buy 100 of them at 87 cents each. That's $8.07, right? Yeah. Or no?
I wish I could.
Right here. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing fine.
I lost my voice because of a huge choke slam. You'll see that. I'll post it. I'm sorry about that.
Welcome to Beyond the Barricade. I'm your host, Papa Dank, and today is the beginning of Psycho Month for Beyond the Barricade all month long, leading up to Psycho Circus. We're going to have all the NYWC stars and a surprise in that month. So stay tuned. Coming up, hopefully by the end of the week, we'll be able to let the surprise out. But anyway, let me bring to you the one, the only, the Greek god himself, Papadon.
What up, sunshine?
What's going on, sir? How are you today?
I am doing better than you. Just look at me. No, I'm doing well. How about yourself? Can we start off the podcast on a good note?
Sure. Let's go ahead.
Allow me to say kudos to you for changing your lifestyle and getting in shape. I see the pictures of you posing in front of the Planet
gym.
Fitness mirrors. You know what I mean? And you know, I'm not one to throw out compliments all the time, but you've earned it. You actually are stepping up your game, and it's a sad day in professional wrestling when the podcasters look more like wrestlers than some of the actual wrestlers that call themselves wrestlers in the industry today. So kudos to you, sir.
Ouch. Thank you for the compliments. I will take that.
Maybe if you learn how to bump and you learn how to train and become a professional wrestler, we can have Papadon and Papa Dank, and we can be Papa Inc. What do you think? It's okay. You know why it's a good idea? It's a good idea because then I can finally do the mixed tag matches. You know, me being the alpha male, you being the beta bitch, it'd be perfect.
I think I'm at that stage in my life where I don't think it's in the cards for me. But it's okay. I'm happy doing what I'm doing, and I get to interact with everyone.
I'm just busting your chops.
Oh, we got a comment for you. Papadon rules from
No shit.
Alex.
Thank you. I
All
appreciate
right,
the comments. Keep them coming.
let's go into some events you got going on before we head into Psycho Circus.
Before we go to this way, wait. Before we go here, that's at the end of the month. This Saturday, if you did your homework, you would know. This Saturday, I'm at Virginia Championship Wrestling in Norfolk, Virginia, and I will be wrestling Chris Slade. It's a rematch, if you will. Reason being is, if you saw the promo, killer promo, like always, like any GGP promo. Chris Slade had a fluke victory over GGP in 2024, his first victory in VCW, which catapulted his 2024 into the stratosphere. The kid won the Dirty Money Cup. He had a phenomenal 2024, came close to winning titles, really came into his own because he pulled the fluke victory on me. So I'm looking to right the wrongs and get that stain off my ledger. But more importantly, the style this kid represents, which is the high flying, flipping arcade style of professional wrestling, does not sit well with the alpha and omega of professional wrestling. It's an insult, actually, to my ancestors, the Greeks. I don't know if you knew that, but the Greeks are the ones who invented professional wrestling. It's in my DNA. So, case being, I'm taking this very personally. So I'm going to make this kid my sacrificial lamb this Saturday to start off my 2025 on the right foot of VCW, so I can regain the VCW championship and become the two-time, that's right, it's so nice, I said it twice, VCW heavyweight champion. So that's this Saturday, the 8th, in Norfolk, Virginia. Go look up Virginia Championship Wrestling, get your tickets online.
Oh, hold on. Papadon, brother, that would be the second mistake over trusting Lawrence St. John. What?
We'll get there.
Welcome back to the podcast, Papadon. Happy kicking off Psycho Month with you. And 25 is the year of the Alpha and the Omega.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate the kind words. Keep them coming, like they say in the whorehouse. Let's go.
Before we get to Psycho Month, let's go back to that NWA tour coming up. Now, there's 3 events up here in the Northeast. Sunday, March 2nd, right there in New Jersey. We have February 28th up here in Freeport, New York.
Yes.
And then on March 1st in Greenport, New York as well. Now, this is a big tour for them to come up here to the Northeast.
It's the second time. Last time they were here, they sold out all the shows. They put on hell of events. I ended up wrestling Steve Pena last time in Queens, New York. Had a great match with Steve. Came out on top again because I am the Alpha and Omega. But I digress. It was a great match for both of us. Opened a few eyes, if you will, and now they're here again, and I'm on all the shows. So hopefully you people are smart enough to buy a ticket for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There's going to be 3 tremendous, not shows, events, because they're going to be so monumental and stacked with talent, both from the NWA side, both from the Project Pro Wrestling side, the championship promotion entertainment side, and everyone involved in these 3 shows, 3 events, full of talent, and it's going to be a phenomenal weekend for professional wrestling. Because listen, let's face it, there's companies that do sports entertainment, there's companies that do deathmatch wrestling. The NWA is professional wrestling, so you can't have you can't have a company that claims to be about tradition and history of professional wrestling and not have a Greek wrestler on the card, build, or on the roster, because let's face it, if it wasn't for the Greeks, there'd be no wrestling. So if you really want to honor the tradition of professional wrestling, you sign GGP to a fat NWA contract, and obviously I'll do the rest.
I would love to see you sign to the NWA. That'd be great for them. Be great for
definitely them. Great for me, great for them, great for the wrestling industry. Imagine 100%. GGP being the first Greek NWA heavyweight champion, taking the championship back to its roots and defending it in Greece, in the motherland. That it writes itself. It's history in the making.
It does write itself. You got a good wrestling mind there, Papadon.
Of course I do, brother. I appreciate it, but I am the alpha and omega, student of the game, 25-year veteran. I'm not doing it because I like wearing tights and rolling around with men.
Right.
Not, I mean, I like, nothing wrong with
No
that if you're
offense.
into that, but it's
Right.
not my style,
Right.
But point being is, you listen, you're only as good as the product that you know. And I know pro wrestling, and you can ask anybody, especially Joey Conway, if he's watching this, you can ask him, is Papadon ever wrong about professional wrestling? He's going to look at you. He's going to take a sigh. He's going to go, and he's going to regret. He's going to say, no.
No.
He's not going to admit it, but my Padawan is going to tell you no. So.
Love Joey Conway as well. All right. You also have War coming up as you team up with Channing Decker and Joel Maximo's teaming up with the one Stephen Pena we mentioned earlier up at the Soccer Roof in Brooklyn. That is happening Saturday, March 8th.
Correct.
Good stuff going on at Win, too.
Yes, and let me also throw a shout out to CCW, which is Colossal Championship Wrestling, who I'm the champion of.
There you go.
There you go. That's a great picture. Handsome guy right there.
It's a great picture.
They're having a show on March 8th. I will not be at that show. Unfortunately, I was booked at Win first. And when they came back to me, I mean, if it's able, I can do a double shot because they're in Queens and they start a lot earlier, maybe, but that's up to the promoter. But I would definitely check out both. If you can't make it to Brooklyn that night, go to Queens. If you can't make it to Queens, go to Brooklyn. It's going to be two phenomenal cards. They're going to have a member of the Boricuas there that night. They're going to have one of the best matches that I think people have been sleeping on, where you're going to have Cha-Cha Charlie versus Steve Persons. It's going to be a great match, along with the women's championship match that they're going to rock and roll with their women's champion. Hold on. I just don't want to say this the wrong way. I don't want to. Give me a second. 1 second, please.
No problem.
I mean, I'm not too savvy with the technology, if you will, but Hurricane Castillo Jr. is going to be there. That's the Boricua member. Go Shadow is going to be fighting Leo Sparrow. And the women's championship match is going to be a banger. I really don't say that much about a match unless I mean it's going to be their champion Roxy, all the way from Puerto Rico, versus Nahia Robles, who's also from Puerto Rico. So it's going to be one hell of an event. Yeah.
La Chica de la Olola.
But back to Win, you're going to have 4 solid professional wrestlers in the main event in a tag match. Steve Pena, hell of a worker, hell of a wrestler, hell of a guy. Joel Maximo, obviously the father of the style of today, which I really don't agree with, but I digress.
I know.
You're going to have my partner, Channing Decker, first time I'm ever stepping in the ring with him, working with him. He's very known for wrestling at Greektown Wrestling. Hell of a worker. Everyone that I know has done business with him, either fighting him or working for him or teaming with him, puts the kid over as a stand-up professional. And then, of course, you have the greatest wrestler alive today, the Alpha and Omega GGP. So it's going to be a hell of an event. So
it is going to be a great event. I will also be there that day at Win. And then, of course, we got the one and only main event of the year for NYWC Psycho Circus coming up on the 22nd of February.
All the way in Farmingville, Long Island.
Yes, in Farmingville. They've announced 3 matches so far. The main match,
Psycho
Team
Circus.
NYWC versus the Scorned, who they've been attacking NYWC for the last 4 or 5 months at least. Sal Savelli versus Joey Conway, your Padawan right there.
For the championship, which he never really lost.
He didn't. He didn't lose it.
So,
and the Slime Balls are challenging the Extricated for that rematch.
Tag team
2 out of 3 falls, right? Yes.
Correct. And here's my match. It's going to be me with John Shane, the Sure Thing, in my corner.
Okay.
Versus mysterious wrestler that I am dubbing Jabroni X at this moment.
Okay.
With Lawrence St. John in that wrestler's corner. Now, here's the stipulation. If I lose, I and John Shane have to retire and walk away from NYWC forever. If Lawrence St. John's mysterious Jabroni X wrestler loses, then John Shane, the uncle of Lawrence St. John and the mentor of Lawrence St. John, and I get 5 minutes alone in the ring with LSJ. And LSJ cannot run and he cannot hide, because if he decides to do what he does best, and I'm not talking about being a lotion boy, I'm talking about putting his tail between his legs and running away, which we know he does. He's like the Jesse Owens or the Forrest Gump of NYWC. All he does is run away. If he decides to do what he does best and run away, he will be banned and gone and excommunicated from NYWC forever.
Wow.
So he has no choice but to meet his maker, literally and figuratively. Like I said, John Shane, the sure thing John Shane, my manager when I was in the tag team The Solution with my brother in arms, Havoc, aka Ed Toscano, may he rest in peace, is the greatest manager. And I'm not just saying that because he was in my corner. The greatest manager never to be on TV. I'm not just saying that because he's a friend. I sincerely mean that from the bottom of my black heart. And it's the God's honest truth. And unfortunately, he got in the business at a time when managers were passé and a thing of the past. So he never got his flowers. We brought in his nephew. He figured he'd pass the torch to his family member, Lawrence St. John. Took the name St. John after John Shane in homage to him. Nicknamed himself the Real Deal, trying to ride the coattails of the Sure Thing. And John brought him in, and we had this great plan. We tested the kid. He passed with flying colors. He turned on Jorge La Bestia, his best friend. And now, Frankenstein's monster bit the hand that feed him, Dr. Frankenstein, a.k.a. John Sure Thing Shane. I walked away from both of them because the fighting became ridiculous. I said, I'm done with both you guys. If you saw the promo that we cut after the match where I lost to Jorge, which I shouldn't have lost, but I digress. Right. And then he turns his back on his own uncle, hit him in the balls, beat him with a chair, put John in the hospital. As you saw, John's he's an old man. You know, he's not in great health. He beat cancer, a cancer survivor. So for a guy to hit an old man when his back is turned, and not only hit him, but hit him in the balls and then beat him with a chair.
Terrible.
His own family member, his own blood, goes to show you that blood doesn't make you family. Loyalty does. So I showed up last month. I was supposed to wrestle. I wasn't supposed to wrestle. Last minute, I showed up because there was an open challenge. Dan Moff was supposed to show up and wrestle this kid, Kai Blazer.
Yes.
Moff couldn't make it because of personal reasons. Something happened last minute. So all of a sudden, this rat, Lawrence St. John's, decides to hitch his wagon to Kai Blazer and tell him, yo, I signed you up to an open challenge match. We win this, we get a shot at the championship. I'm taking you to the main event, kid. Come with me. Guess who answered the open challenge? I did. Alpha and Omega. And I smacked the hell out of this guy, Kai Blazer, put him in his place where he belongs, on his back, getting pinned 1, 2, 3. And then the other guy, LSJ, a.k.a. Lotion Boy McGee, again, pulled the Forrest Gump spot, the Jesse Owens spot, and bounced. Ran like a coward that he is. So he lays down the challenge, and there we are, Psycho Circus 22 on 222. Psycho Circus 22. That is a lot of twos, my friend.
That is a lot of twos in there.
But I'll tell you one thing, I'm getting the 3 and I'm getting the W. And John and I are going to beat the ever-living shit out of LSJ and put him in his place and show him that, yo, you wrote checks your ass can't cash, and you just bit the hand that fed you, and that was your uncle's, and now it's time to put you out of your misery. I mean, Look, we're doing it for John and we're doing it for the NYWC fans. As you can see, the fans are on my side for a change. So if you were at the last show,
right? For a change, they're on your side.
Yeah, for a change. They realized, hey, this Greek god, he's the real deal, not
the real
LSJ.
deal.
LSJ is just a Lucian boy. So that's
You
where
got
we're
some-
at. So we're gonna find out which monster he said he's bringing. Could it be Dan Moff? Sure. Could it be, I don't know, freaking King Kong? Sure. Could it be Godzilla? Fine, I don't care. It could be Enrico Palazzo. I don't care who he brings.
Enrico Palazzo.
Yeah, it's a Naked Gun reference.
I know what it is.
Point being is, it doesn't matter who he's gonna bring.
Right.
I'm not just fighting for me that night. I'm fighting for John Shane. The guy needs his flowers, and he needs retribution, and he needs revenge on that piece of shit LSJ. So
we got some NYWC people watching us. Mr. Conway himself was watching us, and A1G.
Yeah, you see that bruise right there, A1G, from your knee? Remember that. I had to tell people. Anyway, I digress. I know he's laughing now.
And then
hey, Conway, what up, kid?
There was a comment that she said, "Don't read my comment, but I'm going to read it anyway."
Who said
From
that?
Miss Jeannie, our friend Jeannie. Yeah,
she living in a
Jeannie.
bottle.
Yeah, she lives in the city. She says, "The king, Papadon."
I'm not the king. I'm the god.
The Greek god.
That's right, the Greek god. Not to be mistaken with the actual god. But I'm the Greek god of pro wrestling. So
look at that. Jumbo Ruff is watching us. What's up, Jumbo Ruff? He will also be at the NWA shows as well. Wow.
Cool.
Let's talk about some non-wrestling stuff for a moment. Skeleton Crew.
Oh, we're going there, huh? Okay.
We're going there. What are your thoughts on that show that came out?
Well, first and foremost, I, out of the people who are listening, if they don't know already, have a Star Wars podcast called the NFO, New Force Order. You can get it on all platforms where podcasts are available. You can see the logo is the NWO logo, but with an F instead of a W. It is what it is. I'm an NWO mark, so we made it work. But Skeleton Crew, we just dropped the new episode of the NFO podcast today, reviewing episodes 5 through 8. We did an initial review of episode 1 through 4. So you guys can listen to that. But I love the show. I thought the show was fun. And there's an unfortunate circumstance, and that unfortunate circumstance is Kathleen Kennedy, the president of Lucasfilm. She has tarnished and divided the fan base to the point where she lets political ideology and wokeism and feminism get in the way of a good story. The Acolyte was like the Cade Lothbrok of Star Wars. It was the drizzling shits. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it literally killed a lot of the fan base to the point where they didn't want to come back and watch Skeleton Crew. And as good as Skeleton Crew really is, it didn't allegedly pull the numbers viewership wise that it should have. It basically got the same treatment the Solo movie got after the Last Jedi movie came out, because that Last Jedi divided the fan base tremendously, and Solo suffered with the after effect. And Solo is an amazing movie. Obviously, it's not Harrison Ford because he's old. It's a younger version, and Alden Ehrenreich did an amazing job. The movie itself was directed by Ron Howard. It felt like Star Wars. Great film. But again, it felt the backlash of TLJ. This amazing show, written and produced, and showrunner was John Watts and Chris Ford, the guys who did the 3 Spider-Man MCU movies with Tom Holland, and they hit a home run. And unfortunately, no one tuned in because they were so turned off because of the shitty show called The Acolyte. And again, Marvel, their last wave of entertainment and shows and movies incorporated ideal politics and feminism and this, that, and wokeness, and it suffered. Anything that forces ideology, no matter what side of the fence you're on, left, right, conservative, progressive, it doesn't matter. People go to the theaters, people watch television, people go to sporting events, people go to wrestling shows, MMA events to escape reality. It's a form of if it's a form of escapism, it's an exodus. Nobody wants to be reminded of the shit show called reality, you know, unless the story pertains to it and it's infused within the storyline organically. And unfortunately, most times, current programming and movies and films, it's not organic. It's just a check the box notion. We got to put DEI, we got to put diversity, we got to do this, we got to do that, we have to click this box, we got to click that box, and people are just like rolling their eyes. Oh, it's like watching the 37th super kick in the match or the 60-second leg slap in the match. People are like, all right, already, you kicked them in the head 60 times. We're not going to pop for the shitty move anymore, you know?
Right.
So same difference.
Yeah, I love.
Did you like it?
I love the show. I thought it was fantastic. I could not wait for the next episode.
Same here, man. Same
I
here.
was hoping they'd do another one, but like you
We'll
said,
see.
we'll see,
Chris Ford and John Watts said they already got the second season planned out. They're just waiting for the green light.
Really?
So who knows? I mean, Star Wars is having their whatever the hell their convention that's called
the celebration.
Yes, thank you. Celebration. CTE kicks in like a motherfucker at times. Celebration in Japan, I think in the next upcoming month. So I'm expecting hopefully a lot of good news to come out regarding films and upcoming TV shows.
Right.
Allegedly, there's rumored 2 new animated series coming out. No one knows what it's about or what time period it's in. So who knows? All I know is they need to freaking fix everything and get rid of this Kathleen Kennedy chick. Great producer, has a title list of hits, just a bad fit for Star Wars. It's not her, not her cup of tea.
They filmed the next Mandalorian movie, right?
Yeah, that's done.
Actually, the first Mandalorian movie based on the show.
That is done. Can, Yep, and now it's in post production. It's supposed to come out May 2026. Feels like forever, but we'll see.
Are you excited for it, or?
Of course. Okay. Listen, I'm even excited for the Captain America movie that's coming out February 14th. No matter how many things I've heard about reshoots and bad testing and screenings, I can hear a million bad things. I'll be my own judge. I'll go see it. I'm excited for Fantastic Four, which I thought the trailer was cool.
I thought the trailer was cool too.
I thought there's only 2 little things I didn't like about the trailer. One was the size of the thing. I wanted him to be a little bit bigger, on scale and on par with the Hulk. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because everybody's chomping at the bits, saying they want to see a Wolverine Hulk fight on screen, which so do I. Right. But I'm a big Thing mark. Like, I love the Thing. He's one of my favorite characters,
I love
right?
the Thing too.
And I want to see a Thing Hulk fight on screen that lasts about 10 minutes. But if the Thing is standing there, let's say 6'6", and the Hulk's at 8 feet tall, it won't look as good as if it was, 2 guys 8
side by side, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean? So that's one thing. The other thing is the Thing's voice, being the guy from The Bear. When he was with the robot talking about throwing a little garlic in there, it sounded like the guy from The Bear. It didn't sound like the Thing, that gritty, rocky voice that we're all accustomed to, hearing the Thing speak. So I don't know. Maybe they can change it. Maybe they won't change it. I have no idea. But those little 2 minor tidbits is the only thing that didn't sit well with me. But overall, I liked it. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to Superman. You know what I mean? So yes. I believe in James Gunn, even though I don't like the outfit that he's wearing. I do like. I mean, I saw Creature Commandos. It was good. The 7 episodes. There was 1 or 2 scenes I didn't like, but overall, it was a good show. I liked Blue Beetle. I have high hopes for the DCU. So hopefully James Gunn can do well. I mean, he did great with Guardians, all 3 films. So, and he did great with Peacemaker with John Cena. I thought that was great. You know what I mean? And also with the second Suicide Squad movie was great. There was only one thing I didn't like in that movie, that they killed Captain Boomerang. Spoiler alert, in the first 5 minutes, because I kind of liked Captain Boomerang from the first movie. But, other than that, bro, I mean, the guy's batting, he has Pete Alonso numbers in the post series, and, we'll see what's up.
I'm excited for all those films as well. Actually, I got my tickets for Captain America already for next Thursday night.
Oh, nice.
So,
and then we get February 13th. It was also a big day before Valentine's Day. We get the last 5 episodes of Cobra Kai. So,
that's right. Yeah.
You know, we're gonna
Okay.
sweep the leg and put him in a fucking body bag. Shout out to my boy Mike Tobin. I love you, my brother.
Now they're saying these 5 episodes are going to be memorable. That
I
people are going
hope
to be talking
so.
about them for years.
I hope so. I mean, when I saw the coming attraction, when I saw the trailer, just dated myself right now. When I saw the trailer for the last 5 episodes that dropped, the preview, I rolled my eyes because I'm like, oh, they're gonna go back to Lehigh Valley, the freaking California. Really? Okay, it's poetic. It's gonna end where it starts. Okay, I get it. But they may take us for a swerve. These guys always take us for a swerve. When they think we're going left, they go right. You know, so I don't know. But I'm looking forward to it. I mean, listen, I love that show. And I was not, I liked Karate Kid. I wasn't a big mark for it. Like I am with Star Wars and comics. But the show itself, one of the greatest shows ever made. The writing spectacular. What a way to blend the old with the new, giving the new the rub without burying the old. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Unlike what Star Wars did when they killed the old, trying to give the new the rub, and no one gave a shit about the new, and they're pissed that the old got freaking buried. So, you know. Anyway, I digress.
Good stuff. Did you catch the new Spider-Man animated?
I saw the first 2 episodes. I like the animation. It everything was cool. But you know, again, we have characters, and these characters have been in the lore for so long. Like doing race swapping on characters is no big deal. Doing gender swapping on characters really isn't a big deal. But you know, when you want to see the Lizard and you're expecting to see Dr. Connors, you know what I'm saying? And it's a female now, an African-American female instead of a white male. It's like, oh, for what? What was the purpose of that? Why not just introduce a new character, an African-American female doctor? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why?
That's
why
true.
put it this way? Remember Harley Quinn?
Yes.
She was not a character in the comic book. She was invented in the Batman animated series, and then she got so popular, they brought her into the movies, into the comics, and all that other stuff, and she became a character. So why not just do that? Like they did it. When did they do? They the second Spider-Man movie. They made Doc Ock a chick. Okay, fine. But then what are we showcasing? We're showcasing men fighting women. Men should never hit women. You know, that's why I'm not into that intergender wrestling. You know what I mean? Like, as a father to 2 daughters, I don't want anyone ever laying a hand on my daughter. I'll fucking kill them. You know what I mean? So if we promote this, it's okay. Subliminally, people are going to get accustomed to it. You know, it's going to get desensitized, in my opinion. And maybe it's my old school values. I don't know. But, you know, so far, so good. I'm not one of these guys that go, oh, no. Look, they checked off their little DEI boxes like we were talking about before for the cartoon. Will it anger some? Yeah. Does it annoy a lot of people? Yeah. Will it make a difference in the story? Only time will tell. Does it feel organic? No, it doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. You have an opportunity. Marvel did this many years ago before they dropped to Phase 4. In the early, I believe in 2000, 2005, a timeline or whatever, they did something called the all new, all different Marvel. And they killed off the Ultimate Universe, and they brought in Spider-Man from the Ultimate Universe, and they brought him into the regular universe. Peter Parker was grown up. He was a rich scientist like Bruce Wayne, and he was still Spider-Man here and there. But Miles Morales was like the main Spider-Man, right? They moved the thing to the Guardians of the Galaxies. Supposedly the Fantastic Four were dead at the time, you know, Johnny Storm and Reed Richards. And I know I'm geeking out now. But then they did a lot of, like, they made Captain America, Falcon Captain America, Amadeus Cho, who's in the Spider-Man second episode of the cartoon, and was also, I believe, in one of the Marvel films. He's a Korean character that becomes the new Incredible Hulk.
Right.
And it didn't sell. People were getting upset that all their old characters that they were beloved and had emotional connections to were getting pushed to the side and getting replaced by this. Like they did the Jane Foster Thor and all this other stuff, and nothing worked. So then they reverted back. And like comics always do. No one ever stays dead in the comics. But point is just they did it with Phase 4 Marvel, and it didn't work. You know what I mean? People were getting upset, you know, with the Marvels and this and that. And, you know, so point being is if you want to incorporate more inclusion and diversity, I'm all for it. But make it organic. Don't make it force fed. So when you you know what I mean? Like it just I don't know. Maybe it's just me. And if you disagree with me, that's fine. I'm from the age that words don't mean anything. You know, sticks and stones will break my bones.
Yeah, me too.
You know, words will never hurt me. The only thing that hurts my eyes is watching an Alvin Alvarez match or a Stockade match, a Cade Lothric match, or one of their promos. You know what I mean?
Right.
But other than that, we're good.
He's making a big deal about his comeback to NYWC. If you've been watching,
someone has to, right? I kid. I like Cade. Cade is very talented. I just fuck with him. It's an ongoing joke. You know how Al Snow and Mick Foley just rib each other all the time?
Yeah.
Or Al Snow was always the butt of the joke to Mick Foley. Well, I have that relationship with Alvin and Stockade, and that's why we're able to shit on each other online and do this back and forth. And it's entertaining and the people like it. But in actuality, we all get along. We're all grown men, and it's all, it's all a facade. It's all a gimmick. It's wrestling, people.
It's all good. Now, Alex has a question for you. Have you seen Wicked? And so, what are your thoughts?
No, I have not. My wife and my daughters went to go see the play, and they loved it. I never saw the play. I didn't see the movie. I heard the movie was phenomenal. When it does drop on streaming and I get a couple of minutes, I'll watch it. Right now, I'm in the middle of rewatching Daredevil, the first 3 seasons.
Oh, you get ready for the new one.
Absolutely. I am so excited, bro.
I'm excited for it too.
Dude, you see me. I'm a big comic book geek. I draw comics. I'm a big Star Wars geek. I personally, to this day, feel that Daredevil is the best thing Marvel has ever done. Television-wise, right? Movie-wise, I would say the last Spider-Man film with Tobey, Andrew,
right,
and Tom was the best thing Marvel's done. They did a 20-year storyline and payoffs, and it was done correctly. And people are like, oh, you're crazy. What about Endgame and Infinity War? Yeah, they were great, but you needed 40, 50 characters to pull that off. This, you needed 3 Spider-Man that pulled your emotional heartstrings for the last 20 years. You know what I mean? So you got more for less. So that's why I liked it. And they tied everything up nicely. You know what I mean? That made sense. You took the convoluted, you took the chaos, and you got order out of it. And that's some Illuminati shit right there. You know what I mean? But I digress. Point being is, that's what I feel. You know, I'm looking forward to this Captain America movie. I hopefully feel it's going to be good. You know, Deadpool Wolverine was fun. So, I mean, we'll see. You know, again, put out a good story. That's what people want. They want good stories. We haven't got that a long time in a lot of different genres, you know. Some other genres, like recently anime on Netflix. There's a Blue-Eyed Samurai. Phenomenal. Great story. And the lead was a woman. No big deal. Perfect. Arcane. Another great story. Sisters. You know, one went good, one went bad. And they tried to do that with the Acolyte. Didn't work. Why? Because it was executed poorly. You know what I mean? Lucasfilm needs to hire me as a consultant, or Bob Iger needs to pull his head out of his ass and hire me as the new president of Lucasfilm. And I can personally guarantee you, the way Eric Bischoff turned away WCW and turned it around,
you'll do the same.
I will do the same with Lucasfilm, and in a matter of 5 years, it'd be the top IP once again. I guarantee it. I'd even do it for free until it happens, so then I'll get paid on the back end.
On the back end. Okay.
And that's coming from a Greek.
Alex got another question. What's the best rib you ever pulled on someone?
The best rib. Oh, there's so many, man. Havoc and I and John Shane, we used to rib each other. I used to rib Mike Mondo at training when he first started out all the time. I ribbed Joey Conway. You know, they all ribbed, you know, we harmless ribs, nothing malicious. I'm not big on hazing and malicious wise. But here's a good story that John Shane has said a million times, but I'm going to try to give it some justice because John Shane says it better than me. Havoc and I and John Shane were traveling to Jersey Championship Wrestling, Ricky O's old promotion in New Jersey, right? And we were booked. We got booked there because we ended up earning a spot because we wrestled Dan Moff and Steve Mack, the Hit Squad. And Ricky O liked the match and liked us and brought us in. So initially we were supposed to be called the Wise Guys, two, guys from New York, some mobsters type. And we're like, nah, dude, that's too passe. So I wanted to keep the name Papadon and Havoc. Just our first names, just like Edge and Christian. So this way, when you throw it on the marquee and you get billed, we get over. Our names get over, not a team name. You know what I mean? But like, no, we need a team name. We need a team name. So we came up with the solution, right? Which was a story within itself. But that's another story for another time. But the prank that came along is as John was driving in his car, and I was looking for we were using at the time Bulls on Parade by Rage Against the Machine as our entrance music. Lo and behold, the Havana Pitbull started using the same song in a Ring of Honor. So I go to Havoc, maybe we should change it so people don't think we are, copying them. At the time, they were getting a little bit more notoriety with Ring of Honor than we were with all the indies outside of Ring of Honor in the Northeast at the time. So he goes, all right, what do you think? So we'll pick a song. When it hits. So John Shane was driving and he starts playing the Pulp Fiction soundtrack, right? And they started playing the song, which is the song within the scene where Ving Rhames is tied up and getting hammered and pounded from the back. You ever seen the movie Pulp Fiction?
Yes.
Okay. So the part where the song goes, and Bruce Willis gets free and he gets the samurai sword and he sees the door and then you hear the chancla, slapping. So I didn't see the song. I didn't see the movie yet, as of yet. So I'm in the car and I'm like, oh, that's a good drop. We should use this song. And Havoc goes, what are you freaking nuts? He goes, do you know what this song, what scene this song goes to? I'm like, no, what are you talking about? So he explains to me, he goes, we're not using this song because if we use this song, people are going to think about two guys having sex and they're going to affiliate that with us. So that's the Christopher Street connection. That's gimmick, not our gimmick. I'm like, all right, bro, my bad. Whatever. So we go to the show. At the time, quote unquote, John Shane turned on us, right? And we signed a contract, quote unquote, where we didn't read the fine print. He ended up going with the Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. And as the Solutions got on a 3-month suspension, coincidentally, a new team from Mexico with masks came in called Los Problemas. Get it? Problem solution.
Yeah.
It was me and Havoc under the hoods, right? The whole Mr. America Midnight Rider gimmick. And we had so much fun with that. But that, that's neither here or there. So John Shane was working, he's on the booking committee, or helping book with Ricky O and Simon Diamond at the time. And they were having a meeting. We're like, hey, John, we're going to grab a bite to eat to the local pizzeria that we used to go to. I think it was called Nino's or whatever. They had good food. Right. Can we borrow the keys to your car? Sure. So we go. I tell Havoc this rib that I heard online that the Haas brothers used to do. Charlie Haas used to play this rib on his own brother, Russ Haas. As they walked to the ring, Charlie would go up to the DJ beforehand and tell him to change the entrance song. And Russ would get heated backstage. What the fuck? Who changed our song? And Charlie would be like, yo, I think our opponents are ribbing us. And throw the heat on the opponent. So Russ would go out and kick the shit out of the opponents, all pissed off, not knowing his own brother ribbed him, which I thought was hysterical. So I told Havoc, and we told the Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, they were in on it too. We're going to change John Shane's entrance song when he goes to the ring without telling him, okay? You guys don't say a fucking word. Okay. So we go to the DJ and we tell him to play the song from Pulp Fiction. So John Shane's about to go through the curtain. He's in Gorilla. And it was like a 2-layered building in Lodi or somewhere. I don't know where the hell we were. Paramus, maybe, who the hell knows, but we were on the top tier in the back where the fans couldn't see us. And John's going through the curtain and he looks up and he sees me and Havoc laughing, and he's like, and we're like, hey, go. And he's like, okay. And all of a sudden the music hits and he turns around and he's like, F you, fuck you, fuck you. He gets all pissed at us and we're dying laughing. And he walks out all pissed off, getting healed. He grabs the mic. Who changed my music? That's not my music. The first thing I ever think about when I hear about that music is two guys having sex from Pulp Fiction. How dare you disrespect this shit thing like that? And the crowd just ate it up. So that was one of the best ribs we ever pulled on John Shane. So that's
awesome.
Good other stuff. Other ribs I will not talk about because I'm not going to incriminate anybody or myself. So
good stuff.
Hopefully that answered Alex's question.
Hopefully, man. Hey, once again, thank you for coming on the podcast and joining me for Psycho Month. It was a blast talking to you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Listen, man,
as
if you're
always,
not
man.
laughing, you're not living. You know what I mean? You got to have a good time,
That's
do what you're
facts.
doing, make the most of it. You know?
And not slap the leg.
Never fucking slap the leg. Are you
I always
kidding
tell
me?
that story when I'm somewhere and I hear somebody talking. I said, "No, don't do that. Papadon won't like that."
You know how you say Beetlejuice? He shows up 3 times. You slap your leg
Right.
3 times. I'm running in like APA and whipping your ass.
Papadon's showing up. Papadon, let everybody know where they can follow you.
All right. On Instagram at Greek God Papadon. On X at Greek God Papadon. Threads at Greek God Papadon. Facebook Demetrius Papadon. Pro Wrestling Tees / Greek God Papadon. YouTube channel Greek God Papadon. You see the pattern forming here, folks?
I see. There he is.
This Saturday, VCW, Virginia Championship Wrestling, Norfolk, Virginia. Come check GGP out. I think first row, second row, and third row are sold out. They're selling out quick. That's what happens when GGP's on the card. February 22nd. Psycho Circus, NYWC. Get your tickets. They're selling out. Get them. I'm not kidding.
There they are.
I'll be fighting some guy that Lawrence St. John is bringing in, and I'll be smacking that jabroni from pillar to ring post. And then I'm going to kick the shit out of LSJ. You can mark my words on that. And I'm doing it for John Sure Thing Shane, the greatest manager never on TV, and for the NYWC fans, because I love you guys. And then, yeah, I know. It's weird.
We love them too.
It's weird. Babyface Papadon is weird. And the 28th, Freeport, New York, NWA, March 1st, Greenport.
That's Greenport.
March 2nd, New Jersey, GGP on all 3 cards for the NWA on tour in the Northeast.
There you go.
March 8th, Win Wrestling, Brooklyn, New York. March 8th, Colossal Championship Wrestling, Queens, New York. If I can shoot a double shot, I'll try to do a double shot. If not, guys, it's a good night of wrestling. Whatever borough you're in. March 15th, back in VCW in Virginia Championship Wrestling. So,
wow.
You know, I'll be here, there, everywhere in between, doing what I do best, and that is steal the show, giving the peoples their money, making an emotional connection, and never slapping my leg and getting over, because I am the pure Calitro Palisti, Seolo to Cosmo, the alpha and omega of professional wrestling. Your boy, Greek God Papadon, a.k.a. GGP.
GGP. Make sure everybody follows GGP. As for me, I will be back this Friday with Ruby Devlin joining me at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. She's back on the podcast. Out now is my latest blog from NYWC. Thanks, show. As you can see, Amity LaVey is having some words with a Wicked fan right there.
He looks like a Wicked fan.
He looks like a Wicked fan. March 15th is a big event, and my friends at Salvatore Wrestling Promotions will have Lash LaRoe, Claudio Castagnoli, Tegan Knox, and unfortunately the Outrunners will not be there, but they are going to be replaced by a new team really soon. And then my friends at DNS Wrestling Collectibles will have Janai Kai from MLW. I will be returning to St. Louis for SICW Fan Fest 3. Get your tickets at sicw.org. The Bill Apter show is that Friday night, and the Saturday is the Fan Fest, as well as a show from SICW at night. Lots of great legends will be in attendance. And if you're looking for some good coffee, make sure you get some Prince Nana coffee at princenanacoffee.com.
That's my friend, Prince Nana, my friend. Hello,
I love Prince Nana.
I miss you, my friend. Embassy forever.
I love Prince Nana. All right, everybody, have a good night. Papadon, hold on for a minute.
Absolutely,
everybody else.